Afternoon. I'm here today with Officer Parks. Today, I'm going to be asking him questions. The first question is, what social class do you identify with?
I guess I would identify myself middle class, I would say.
Okay. What do you feel are the privileges of being in your position and the disadvantages?
Thinking it's middle class or as an officer? Maybe I'll answer both.
Okay.
Well, I have the freedom to pretty much go wherever I want to go and, help wherever help is needed as far as an officer. And I don't know, as far as being in the middle class, what the positives or the advantages are. Experience as a police officer, some of the disadvantages are police are portrayed sometimes as the bad guy, and people don't like to interact with an officer of the law. I guess that could be a disadvantage. You don't get a whole lot of help from people that you hope to get help from in certain situations. That can be a disadvantage. How they view police officers on TV or in the media, a lot of it is negative, and that reflects back on an officer when he may need information or anything like that from the public. So,
our last question is, do you feel there are differences between you and the other groups in our schools, like administration, faculty, students, subs, teachers?
I mean, there is. I mean, the administration, we're here for the law enforcement part of the school, and of course administration is here for the education part. I mean, that's the difference there, but we're all here for the same goal, is to see that everybody is safe and they get their education here.
So today we are going to interview Miss Maines, who is a substitute teacher for Miss Walters, who is our prolonged substitute teacher. What social class do you identify with?
I am what I would call like lower middle class, really. Like, we pay our bills, but that's how far it goes.
What do you think most benefits you for being in the position that you're in?
I am a white lady. And so, like, if I get pulled over by the cops, I pretty much get to leave the situation no matter what happens. You know what I mean? I feel bad when I don't donate much to charity because I don't have it to give. Oh, I know. I'm really good at thrifting.
Oh.
I know how to find good stuff I literally have made lists for other people about where to find the cheapest furniture, the cheapest clothes, the cheapest everything.
You claim that you have like a certain set of skills that like maybe people in higher social classes than you wouldn't have.
Correct.
There we go. What are some disadvantages of being in the social position that you're in?
Yeah, so I am a paycheck to paycheck liver, you know what I mean? So like, we do not have a safety net. Don't have the same amount of like respect in the building as like other teachers.
Hi, this is Coach Day, so we're going to be asking him a couple questions about his social class. So what social class do you identify with?
Middle.
Middle class, okay. And why do you identify with middle class?
The amount of money me and my wife make, I guess it puts us right in the middle class.
The middle class. So because you identify with the middle class, what do you feel are privileges of being in the middle class?
I don't think there's many privileges we have. I think my kids are fortunate enough to not to, I guess, struggle like me and my wife did as we came up. So that's about all the privilege we have. There's not many privileges we have in the middle class.
Okay, so on the opposite side of that, what would be some disadvantages that you think you may have?
Yeah, some people in the middle class, they live paycheck to paycheck, and you not always have the funds to do some of the things you want to do.
Okay. Everybody, this is Miss Hager, and so we're going to be asking her about her social class. So what social class do you identify with? As in like upper, middle, lower class? Middle class?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why do you identify with the middle class?
Well, I own my home and I own my car, and I think those are two things that would put you in middle class, as well as a college degree. My husband has a job, so we have two incomes coming into our family, so that's why.
All right, those are perfect. So what do you feel are any privileges of being in the middle class?
money doesn't bring you happiness, but sometimes it makes things easier. So I guess more opportunity, maybe for travel, which you may not be able to do if you are in a lower income.
And so do you feel as though there are any disadvantages of being in the middle class?
Maybe a certain expectation to maintain certain status. I mean, I personally don't feel that way, but maybe others would.
Others would, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah. So because you identify with the middle class, do you feel as though you have more authority, or you are looked at a different way in comparison to maybe like other administrators or the law enforcement here, or maybe a sub?
I don't know how they would know what class I was in when I met them. So not necessarily, but I could identify with someone else feeling that way if they were in a different social status and being intimidated or fearful of someone maybe who had higher qualifications. I can empathize with that. I don't feel judged by the administrators or the police officers here, so maybe that is because of my class. I don't know.
And I guess a really good question to ask is, can you just look at someone, whether that be like a student or an administrator, and kind of tell what kind of social class they're in?
I don't feel like you can, and I don't think we should make those assumptions.
Right.
And then our last question is, do you feel there are differences between you and like the other groups in our school, like administration, faculty?
Say that again.
Social class do you identify with?
African American.